Hey, what's going on, guys? This is Slimeboss here. Welcome back to another video. Today, we're back with some more Minecraft. It's been a while. It definitely has, but this time we're going to be checking out the brand new Village and Pillage update. This is the first update that is released simultaneously across both Minecraft Java and Minecraft Bedrock / Pocket Edition. This update is available for PC, Apple, and Windows. Windows 10, mobile devices, as in Android or iPhone, the Nintendo Switch, the Xbox One, and that is it. Oh, right, that's a feature. Right, so, and I believe a minor version of this is available on the PS4 edition as well, but it's not the same. Trust me, it's not the same. Anyway, so the first thing you're going to notice is that we have the crossbow. This is a brand new weapon that is very interesting. So in creative mode, it works just like a bow. Basically, you have to hold, and the longer you charge, basically you can then store an arrow in there, and then I can go ahead and shoot this guy. And although it is more powerful than a bow, it has less durability than a bow. The next thing you're going to notice is that we finally have shields in Bedrock. How crazy is this? We finally have shields. Now, for whatever reason, you can't actually shield unless you're crouching, which is kind of just a minor complaint, but I think it's okay. So yeah, the shield will definitely help against guys like this, which I'll explain later. Anyway, we have a bunch of brand new blocks as well. So, in the previous update, there was actually so there was actually an update that I missed, and this update included this. This is the scaffolding block. And the scaffolding block is interesting because it's actually made from bamboo, which I'll talk about in a little bit later. The bamboo is basically crafted into bamboo sticks, and then the bamboo sticks are crafted into this. And once you craft this, you can basically scale walls and stuff, and then you can place it across like this, and it won't actually do anything. And that's also what's special about it, is that when you click the bottom, it completely disappears. Right, so that's about it for scaffolding, and of course you can just climb right up it like a ladder. It's incredibly useful when building in survival mode. Let's go ahead and come over here, and then this is the block right here that is made out of the bamboo block. And then, speaking of bamboo, I believe there is also a bamboo... There's also a bamboo block in the game. Wow, I am just all over the place. Okay, so... Oops. Why do I always make that mistake? Okay. If we just go ahead and search this up... Oops. Yeah, alright, so there is not a bamboo block. I believe that is only in the Java edition, unfortunately. Which, we're not covering that, so I'll explain basically some of the differences. The next thing is that, I believe... Actually, let me check something really quick. Alright, I'm back, and apparently they messed something up. There's no foxes in the update for some odd reason. I don't know why, but the foxes are not here just yet. But we'll talk about those later. Anyway, where you can find the bamboo is strictly in the bamboo. There's a brand new bamboo forest biome, and then I believe you can find it in other biomes as well. Which we'll talk about world generation in a moment, because the more important part of this update does have a lot to do with world generation. Alright, so the next thing we have to cover is the new blocks. So some of these you might recognize, but the majority of them are completely new. These are the brand new walls. So we have cobblestone, which was in the original already. So I don't exactly remember what was in the original and what was new. Some things like, like the andesite blocks and the granite blocks are completely new, that are completely obviously that they're new. But here are just basically all of the walls that we have now. So we have the cobblestone wall, the mossy cobblestone wall, we have the granite wall, the diorite wall. Wait, is this granite or... Oh no, this is andesite. Okay, so andesite wall, sandstone, red sandstone, stone brick wall, mossy stone brick wall, which is, I don't understand why that's new, but it is. Nether brick wall, red nether brick wall, end stone wall, and prismarine wall, which is new. Next we have the new slabs of the game, which now, because there's actually now a difference between smooth stone and stone now. So smooth stone looks like this, and then regular stone looks like, stone. Looks like that, just with all four sides. So we now have two specific blocks now. So now we have just regular stone stairs, cobblestone stairs, obviously, mossy cobble stairs, stone brick stairs, mossy stone brick stairs, sandstone stairs, smooth sandstone stairs, red sandstone stairs, smooth red sandstone stairs. Then we have granite, diorite, and andesite, and also their polished form in stairs. Next, we have, of course, the polished form of andesite. We have brick stair, nether brick stair, red nether brick stair, end stone stair. And then, I don't know how there's a difference here. Oh, I can kind of see it now. So there's actually quartz stairs and polished quartz stairs, which is pretty interesting. End stone, or purple stair. Purple stair, prismarine stair, dark prismarine stair, prismarine brick stair, smooth stone slab, and then, of course, the regular stone slab. So this is what we're used to. And then this is the brand new block. And then the mossy cobble slab. A lot of these names are super confusing. Alright, and then now over here we have the stone slab, the mossy stone slab, the brick, or the sandstone slab. And then we have, I don't know what the difference is here. What is this? So this is the cut sandstone slab, and this is the smooth sandstone slab. So this is cut sandstone slab. And then what's this one? Just a sandstone slab. Okay, so that makes sense. So then we have red sandstone, cut sandstone, the andesite, diorite, and granite forms, brick, nether brick, red nether brick, end stone, quartz, smooth quartz, purple, and then the prismarine forms, and then, of course, the new block, which is the sandstone. I mean, the full stone brick block. Or just, I'm not sorry, it's just smooth stone. Which, of course, all these different stone things will come important in a little bit. So next we have all these new wood types. So here we have the oak wood and the stripped oak wood. There's a difference now between what oak wood is. So there's actually an oak wood log, which is what you find on trees, and then you have this, which is actually just a full oak wood block. Similarly, we have the oak stripped wood, which was in the previous update, but now it's a full block as well. And of course, we have it for all the wood types. And then we also have the new custom sign with all the different wood types as well. And then we have a whole bunch of new items as well. So here we actually have the... So of course back then we had the dye. We had white dye, brown dye, black dye, and blue dye. But these dyes were actually called bone meal, cocoa puffs, or cocoa beans, ink sacs, and blue dyes. And all of these were also multi-use item. So the blue dye would be lapis lazuli. The lapis lazuli was also an ore that you found, and you also used it for enchantments. The bone meal allowed you to make crops. The cocoa beans allowed you to make chocolate chip cookies, as well as just as a regular plant that you find. And then ink sacs obviously came from squid, but now ink sacs basically have no use except for crafting a book and quill. And then, of course, you have to have flowers. So we have the white one, which is Lily of the Valley, and then the cornflower. Now, I'm not sure how you get the brown or the black just yet, but yeah. And, of course, the bamboo we talked about earlier, and then the brand new sweet berries. So let's go ahead and pull those out. Oops. Alright, so these are the new sweet berries. So foxes, which I don't know why are not in the game just yet, but foxes come along and they eat them as well. And then you can eat them. There we go. You can eat them. And then they also come in bushes like this inside of forests. First spawn like this, and then they eventually grow up into this, which, by the way, act like cobwebs. But as you move, you actually get hurt, kind of like cactus, which is pretty interesting about them. The next thing is the entirety of the Village and Pillage part, which there's a lot to cover here, so I'm going to go ahead and move on over here. So another new block is the loom block, which basically allows you to craft new banners in better ways and easier fashion, which means that you cannot craft banners with the crafting table. However, you can craft the banner itself as well as these custom banner patterns, which basically you need to make the banner pattern and then process it in the loom. And also, looms can be found in the new villages, which we'll talk about right now. So, the new villages include brand new types of villagers, not to mention a brand new trading system. This brand new trading system allows you to, well, it's just a little bit more streamlined. Not to mention, you can also access your inventory here and more. I think it is a fairly cool new system, but more importantly is that where they come from. The entirety of the village is brand new as well, which we'll explain when we talk about the changelog. Next, we have the stone cutter, which is the new way to actually craft all of those stone things. You can also find these in the new villages. You also have the cartography table, which allows you to make maps, customize the name, and more. You have this, which is the fletchling table, and the smithing table. Both of these items are meant to be used by the villagers only, and basically they just gives them more personality and more jobs, basically. Next, we have the lantern, which is a light source. We, of course, have the campfire, which can be found in the wild and in villages, as well as crafted on your own. And what this does is allows you to actually cook pieces of meat on it, but granted, it actually takes a long time. Also, if you place a campfire on a... Let me just get it out real quick. If you place it on a hay bale, the smoke stream actually travels farther than that one. And it basically allows for, yes, as you can see, it just keeps going up. It allows for, like, SOS signals and stuff, which is actually a pretty interesting feature. Which, I don't know why you would, because the only reason why you would need an SOS is to help find your location, and if you're on a multiplayer server, you can just text people, but I guess it adds for an interesting addition to the game. Anyway, basically, this cooks very slowly. However, there's actually a brand new furnace types as well. So, if you upgrade the furnace into the blast furnace, this will allow you to cook ores much faster. This also can be found in the new villages. And then we have the smoker, which allows you to cook food much faster. So there's the opposite to that. Next, we have the bell, which I can't use right now. Oops. Which I cannot use at the moment. But basically, villagers use this and you can use it as well to warn other villagers about a raid, which we'll talk about in a minute. Literally quite a minute, because all I have to do is talk to this guy right here, which is the new pillager. Anyway, here we go. We have the grindstone, which basically allows you to repair your weapons with ease, and you can also disenchant the weapons as well. Here we have the lectern, which if I just go ahead and grab a book. Just grab a book and place it on the lectern. What can I not place it for? What? There we go. So you can now just basically read books and quills on the lectern. And as the page turns, it actually allows for a redstone output, which is pretty interesting as well. Speaking of books, we also have a bunch of new enchanted books, specifically targeting the new crossbow. So we have multi-shot, which allows you to shoot multiple arrows at once. We have piercing, which allows you to shoot through enemies and allow you to hit other enemies that are behind them. Best in raids, because they come in groups. We have piercing 2, which is a much stronger form of that. Piercing 3, of course. Piercing 4. And then we have a quick charge, which basically allows you to charge faster, which is about it with that. Next, we have the barrel, which is... this is the composter, and then this is the barrel. If you... I don't know exactly how to use it, but if I'm not mistaken, you just drop items into it. No? And, I think it's meant to be used by the villagers, but it's basically meant to dispose of your items. I'm not sure if maybe they didn't implement the UI yet, but yeah, that's about it. And then next we have the barrel, which actually allows you to store items in there. And, it's just basically another chest. It's basically just another chest. Another thing that they added is the panda bear that I forgot to talk about. So alongside the bamboo biomes, there's also these pandas, which I'm pretty sure were in the last update as well. But here are some more. Here's just a quick look at them. And this is the update that I didn't cover, by the way. Alright, so... yeah, and then they do that sort of stuff. Oh, right. Totally forgot about this, but you can also get... so, there's also the brand new cats. Which, there's a cat, and then there's the ocelot. So, ocelots can be found in the wild, but cats are the ones that can be tamed, and they're also stray cats. So, basically, you feed them fish, and then they learn to love you. And... these cats can be found in the villages, which is pretty interesting nonetheless. And there's a few that actually travel with the brand new villager, which I'll talk about in a moment. Alright, so next we have the brand new wandering traveler, which basically this is just a glorified villager that will basically travel the world and you can trade him instead of just being in a generic village. And that's about it for all the new features. You cannot tame ocelots, by the way. I should mention that. Next, we have the Vindicator. Not Vindicator, the Pillager. The Pillager is what's brand new to this update. And other than, the new villages and stuff like that, the pillagers actually go and attack and pillage villages. And they go and attack with the crossbow, and they go ahead and kill villagers. Like, if I break down this wall right here... and show, it starts shooting it, and obviously the wandering traveler also disappears. So the pillagers can come in two forms. They can either be in a base that's right next to the village, and periodically they come and attack the villagers, or two, they are they just wander like the wandering villager does, and then just randomly start attacking villages that they see. And of course you can find crossbows with them as well. However, this brand new banner right here, the Illager banner, which is normally held up near the pillager banners, which are held up near the basically with the leader of the pillage. The leader of the pillage will have this on them, and if you kill them, you get bad luck, and the villagers will not trust you, which is pretty interesting. Which you might be thinking, oh, you got to kill all the pillagers, but you know that won't help you. And then down here, the big one is the Illager Beast, or the Ravager. And the Ravager basically is a monster type enemy that basically, when they're ridden by the pillagers, and they go ahead and start attacking. They have a lot of health, and they're pretty much a mini boss because they take out a lot of health. You can take out the villager on top, or the pillager on top, but the beast will, take a long time to take out. So you'll take out the pillager, but then you won't take out, the real bad guy in this case. So then they pillage. If they pillage the village, then the villagers won't trust you, and you'll have a hard time trading. But if you do end up saving the villages and the villagers trust you, then you also gain the new ability called Hero of the Village. This new ability basically allows you to basically get discounts with the villagers, and the villagers start to trust you more. Almost like a friendship ability from Pokemon. And it's quite interesting. But that is about it for the entirety of the update. It's really quite simple. There's not a lot of new things. Obviously, all those blocks over there are not new. Not to mention that I missed an update with the villager up. Not the villager update. The second. Basically the middle update. There's an update like right in between update Aquatic and Village and Pillage. So I kind of missed an update there, which is why there's a little bit more to talk about. But of course the Java edition has some more features than the Pocket edition does, even though they released on the same day, which I find a little bit interesting. But there's actually a lot more to talk about. Oh, and the villager is still there. There's actually still a lot more to talk about with this update. So while we're just kind of messing about here and just kind of removing stuff, there's actually a brand new type of... So the villages... All of the villages have been completely redesigned from the ground up. There are completely new types of houses, completely new types of blue, and completely new options to be traded with the villagers. Not to mention that they have a schedule now, which means that they have to meet up by the bell at a certain point and also do their jobs on top of everything else. Not to mention that there's a whole bunch of new jobs and a new type of villager, which I'm not sure what it is right now, but I'll be able to explain it once we talk about the changelog. Of course, we talked about the bamboo little places as well. And yeah, the most important part is that there's new villages, new villagers, and that the pillagers attack the villagers. Jeez, it's really bad. It's really a crazy tongue twister, because there's the pillagers, which pillage the village, the villagers, which are the good guys, and then the Vindicators and the Vexes and all the weird stuff from the Woodland Mansions, which you can also find in the Pillages, which are really weird. Anyway, that's about it for this update. Now, let's go ahead and check out the changelog. Alright, so the Village and Pillage changelog. So this is the one that's actually for Java, but the majority of these features are on the game. So I'm going to be reading this first part of it, and everything else you'll just have to figure out on your own. First things first, I forgot to mention that there's an accessibility feature on the Bedrock menu that allows you to basically it's for people who are like less privileged than others. So like there's stuff for people that are blind and stuff for people that are deaf and things like that. So anyway, so the Village and Village actual changelog is that there are a lot of they added the bamboo blocks into the game, which is only in Java right now. They added the bamboo jungles. They added barrels. They added the bell. They added yummy sweet berries and the sweet berry bushes into the game. But if you skip through them, you might get hurt. They added the blast furnace. They rewrote book and quill editing to be more intuitive, which is only in Java. They added the campfire. They added the cartography table. They split cats and ocelots into their own creatures, like I explained before. They added the composter. They added crossbows. They added a load of new blocks. They have loaded new decorative blocks, which I talked about as well. They added the... Oops. They added the fletchling table. They added the new dyes and flowers. They added some community suggestions, which are basically just bug fixes. They updated the credits list to add new people. They added in-game buttons for reporting bugs, which might be only in Java. Improved invisibility to allow it to correctly work in many cases where it didn't expect it to, which is probably a bug because the wandering traveler trader actually, does that sort of stuff. The wandering trader has invisibility, which probably led to some glitches. Added grindstone functionality because a lot of these blocks were actually in the game already, but they didn't have any functions. Added Hero of the Village effect, which I talked about before, which basically if you help the villagers out, they learn to trust you. Added leather horse armor. So leather horse armor was already in Bedrock, so they just basically added it to Java. They added the lantern, they added the lectern, they added the loom, added existing banner patterns to now be crafted into a new item that is not consumed or used. Banner patterns. Added the new glow banner pattern. And I also didn't mention this before, but they actually are now using the new textures that were implemented that I talked about in the last update, I believe. So there is new textures entirely. And then there is the new note block sounds, which I didn't talk about, but basically they added like 3 new sounds, which probably are connected to the new blocks that they are under. They added pandas, added foxes, which I don't know why they're not in the Bedrock version yet. They added illager patrols, which I talked about, like the illagers that are wandering. They added pillagers, which are the new mob with the crossbow. The pillager outpost, which is basically the pillager village. They added raids, which basically made the pillagers and the illagers raid the villagers, which is what you need to defend. Added the ravager, which is the beast. They added the wandering trader. They added scaffolding, which is obviously it was already in Bedrock, and then they added it in Java. Rewrote sign editing, again only in Java. The smithing table, the smoker, the stone cutter. Added suspicious stew, which I didn't talk about because it's not in Bedrock yet. Added trading changes, villager changes, and then biome-based architecture for villages, which is basically it. So that is going to be it for this video. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you guys next time. Goodbye.